Woo! Yeah, boy. Tom Brady has done it again. Man. This is Minutes with Raw, y'all. And I know I got the wrong color on. I know I got the wrong jersey on. But I am celebrating number 12. The greatest quarterback alive. One Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Jr. and his Tampa Bay Buccaneers for becoming champions once more. It's the second time. It's the second time they've done it in their history, and they are the first to host a Super Bowl and win a Super Bowl on their own turf. Kind of funny when you think about it. All this work from home, stay at home stuff, they were working from home. And I actually saw those memes while I was watching the game. Pretty crazy, man. But I gotta repeat something I heard. It was pretty spot on. This one was over before the weekend started. And you could take that both ways. By the way, what was that halftime show? What was that? I don't know. It was like Rise of Skywalker with the Sith in the background in the stands with the red eyes and stuff and all the red, and then the weekend was running around in the back like lost, like he needed to use the bathroom or he lost his mama. It's like, what was going on with that? I mean, the music was good. His music is what it is, but I don't know about that performance. Maybe because it was way different. I also think it was a bit strange because he was more so performing for the broadcast and not the people in the stands, which traditionally, when they do these celebrations or these halftime shows, it's usually they're performing for those who are there and they just have a broadcast around them. So that was a little different, and I wasn't really prepared for that. But I don't know. Not that I ever watched the Super Bowl for the halftime show. Also, I didn't really see too many promising commercials this year, probably because, at least when it comes to movies, they didn't put their budgeting money, any marketing money towards the Super Bowl because they didn't want to spend all those millions for those TV spots and, still have to bump dates and stuff like that. So I thought we saw at least one. I know there was one Disney Plus. There was a bunch of Paramount Plus stuff. They kind of own the night. And that was it. But, I figured maybe some of these shows, would have more spots. I saw Captain and Winter Soldier stuff. That was one trailer. One for Disney Plus altogether. And that was it. No movies. Am I missing something? I don't think so. I don't know. What were you doing? Were you guys have some food going, or what was happening on your end? For me, me and my friends were watching. I actually expected to watch it alone, but actually I ended up watching it with friends, and that was cool. So there was a little bit of food, a little bit of alcohol. We had a good time. I'm a bit disappointed, if I want to be totally honest. I'm not a Bucks fan. I'm actually a Patriots fan, if you can't tell by looking at me right now, right? Tom Brady, however, is my favorite quarterback. And I did like watching the Bucks this year. Can't lie. I really did like watching the Bucks. Um, I also like watching the Kansas City Chiefs. They're a strong team. But I was disappointed because they did not show up. Not at all. I don't know what happened with them. They did not. Did they even take the field? Patrick Mahomes was pulling shit out of his ass left and right. And I just kind of wonder, I mean, it's got to be frustrating, right? Most of those passes, turning around, spinning around and throwing the ball, they were still on the money. I don't know anyone else who can do that. But, some of those balls should have been caught and they weren't. And that's got to be frustrating for him. It might have gave them a chance, but I mean, the Buccaneer defense, they stepped up today, man. They really stepped up, and they did not at all let the Chiefs in this game whatsoever. The defense was almost flawless, to be honest with you. And I didn't expect that. I expected an old-fashioned shootout. Neither defense was going to be able to stop the other offense, at least to some degree. First couple possessions, that's what I expected, just to kind of feel each other out and figure out what was happening. But that's not what happened. That's not what happened at all. So it was just kind of dominated the whole time by the Bucks. A couple possessions, everybody came dry. Then the field goal by the Bucks, and all of a sudden it kind of got out of hand. But let me take a step back though. The very beginning of the broadcast with the Vince Lombardi speech, and they kind of plugged in. They kind of plugged in everything with what's happening with the virus and all that. While I know it was meant to be inspirational, a part of me honestly was like, I didn't really need to see that. I didn't really need to see football equated to what's happening with the rest of the world. Because the truth is, a bunch of grown men work for a company and an organization that can afford to test and have protocols in place so that they can still continue to create revenue for themselves. And you know what? More power to them. Football was a distraction for a lot of us through this pandemic, but let's not make it seem like they made such a big sacrifice, because a lot of these players, they had an opportunity, and some of them did. 8 players from the Patriots themselves opted out this year and decided not playing this year. And I'm gonna take my $100,000 and sit down at home with my family on top of whatever they got in their bank account already, right? So they're not like the rest of us that have taken hits in terms of life and struggle with this virus, working from home and that struggle, or losing your job and all that. So I don't like that parallel. It did not sit right with me whatsoever. Harrison, Jaime says Brady cheated somehow. Yeah, probably not, bruh. Probably not today. I don't think so. Not today. He did his thing. Nah, that was a dominant team performance. Yeah, I mean, they went, they got it, they did it, and you can't take that from them. They came prepared, and KC seemed to kind of have jitters, man, or something. Like I don't know if they was taking it easy, like, we got this, and we've always had this. We never lost by more than 8 points. I don't know what they was feeling, but that was not them even in a regular season, to be honest with you. So not sure what happened. A lot of penalties. And it wasn't even like ticky-tack or like, like one of those things where you're like, oh, I don't know about that call. All of it was, like, yep, that was pretty egregious. Yep, that was pass interference. Yep, that was holding. Like no question on those calls, you know, and even the unsportsmanlike conduct, like just was what it was, man, and they got the brakes beaten on off of them, so just kind of is what it is. Donnell says the better team won. That's all. That's all. As to it. Yep. I mean, I don't know, man, but were you not disappointed though? Like, did you not want to see a shootout? Did you not go into the expectation of both these teams with high-powered offenses, very capable quarterbacks? I mean, how often we usually get a Super Bowl where one quarterback's a stud, the other one's like whatever, and they talk about game management and all this stuff. We had two studs with very strong receiving cores. Top of the line, tight ends, top of the line, wide receivers, and I just thought both of them were going to get after it, and it did not happen for KC. Not even a little bit, little kind of crazy to me, but I don't know. It was kind of, by the time I got to the third quarter, I was pretty disappointed at what I was getting, because I'd say up to the middle of the third quarter is when I got disappointed, because I was like, okay, Casey's going to come back. This is probably par for the course. Sometimes they fall behind, and then they'll make it a game. This was never a game. This game was a wrap before halftime, to be honest with you. Right before halftime, it was a wrap. Like I said, it was over before the weekend started. Hands down. Shouts out to Bolo on that one, but it's so true. But man, y'all got to catch me up. I don't know if you guys know who this artist is who sang at the beginning. HER, her, whatever. I don't know. It's an acronym, so I'll say HER, but I guess it's her. Like, who is she? She sang really well, but I have no idea who she is at all. But we'll see. Bucks defense shut down KC's offense. KC only had one go-to guy in the backfield and no one to run the ball. Yep, easy shutdown when you're primary running. Yep, absolutely. But it's I don't know, man. I don't even have an explanation, because it just made no sense. Like, did they not get any sleep the night before? It kind of makes you wonder. I mean, Patrick Mahomes does not even throw a touchdown. The Kansas City Chiefs do not score a touchdown. Period. So not a running touchdown, not a thrown touchdown. That's unheard of. They kept Travis Kelce in check the whole night. Which, if you take away one guy, you got other guys, but they were able to take away Travis Kelce and limit Hill at the same time also. So that was kind of crazy, but it's just wild, man. Some of those stats they were throwing out, like when Tom Brady was at his first Super Bowl, Patrick Mahomes was 6 years old. That is wild shit that this dude is still around, still alive and kicking. There's a video out there of Tom Brady never retiring. A friend of mine sent it to me. And it was like he was playing to like Super Bowl 45 or 55 or something like that. And it was like literally like people were beaming into the game and all this crazy shit. Pretty wild shit. Like it even got to the point where he was playing against Jack Brady, his son, and Tom Brady was still playing. But he ain't gonna play that long. Honestly, truthfully, the more seasons go by, you should probably be a little worried. You're getting physically older. Maybe next year will be okay, but at some point, Father Time is undefeated and will remain so. So at some point, the wheels will come off the wagon, one way or the other. But man, 6-21 at halftime. That was over. Rather quickly. It was like watching a Madden game, veterans versus first-time gamers. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I could definitely agree with that. That's where I was with it. I definitely thought, This was not a game though. But hey Donnell, did you watch the halftime show? Like, what did you think about that? I really want to know what you thought about that because um, I found it weird. I thought the aesthetics of it was weird. I thought the performance was weird. I also thought the weekend had no no stage presence. I mean, lack of a stage, but still no stage presence. It was like he was just I don't know. I think they couldn't make up their mind on who they were performing for. It was a little weird to me, but we'll see. But the one of the things I was thinking about as I was watching the game, I was talking to my friend, and have y'all noticed that this sort of history is being made simultaneously in two sports? Like, what's the odds of that? That's the kind of thing that sometimes makes me wonder. I mean, I hate to go there. I hate to go there, but I think it's really odd that we have someone like LeBron James who's been to 10 finals, who's won several finals, is rated one of the best of all time, gets hated for his success. And part of why they don't want to crown him the best, not that I think he's the best, but part of the reason why they didn't want to crown him the best is because he's lost a few finals appearances. Same with Tom Brady. 10 appearances. And people still, I mean, 10 appearances, two different teams now. And he took a team that was last, dead last, took them to the Super Bowl during the pandemic, no offseason. They go 7-5 to start and then start clicking, and people still won't give that man his respect. Not that he needed this run to get that respect. He should have had it way before. He should have had it way before. You know, I mean, to me, it's 2 Super Bowls ago was unquestioned. He was the greatest to ever do it. Unquestioned. That's not a debate anymore, people. Like, there's no stat you can pull. There's no game that you can pull that you can have and leg to stand on about Tom Brady not being the greatest quarterback of all time. I'm sorry. If the conversation wasn't over last Super Bowl, it's over now. And if it's not for you, then you don't watch football. Sorry to say. Sorry to say. You don't got to like them. You can hate them. You could feel like, maybe, some people are stuck on all the different gates and whatever. Some of it had nothing to do with him. And you could be stuck on that, but there was no scandal this year, and he still won. And he didn't do everything. He's definitely not the most athletically gifted quarterback in the league. I think Patrick Mahomes is. You can see that right now. I think physical gifts, Aaron Rodgers is better than him. But no one plays football like Tom Brady. They don't have the mental capacity. They don't have the structure, the discipline. I mean, did you see when he was yelling at the coach and they were calling something else and he was like, no, we're not running that. No, we're running this. We're running this, and then they went for it and I mean, they get positive results. He just knows it. I didn't catch the halftime show. I was catching up on the game, watching the highlights. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, you ain't missed nothing. You didn't miss nothing at all. But, it is what it is. I heard from a few LeBron haters, and they agree with LeBron not demonstrating sportsmanlike conduct. I thought it's neither here nor there. I mean, I think LeBron James is a bit soft, honestly. And I mean, for such a big body. I mean, look, I could pick on LeBron. I'm not a LeBron fan. When it's all said and I could respect LeBron. When it's all said and done, he is one of the best to ever do it. He's accomplished a lot. I don't like how he plays basketball, me personally. He's really lumbersome, awkward. I think he flops a lot. A lot of crybaby stuff. But, yet and still, he's a highly decorated NBA star. He's won a lot of games. He's won a lot of championships. He's been on 3 teams and win championships. So you got to respect it. There's a lot of quarterbacks, a lot of athletes I do not like, and you got to respect when they win. You know, that's all I'm saying. You ain't got to like Tom Brady for whatever your reason is. You absolutely do not have to like him. But at this point, if you like sports, you must respect what he's done. I think it's fair. I think it's an honest ask at this point to, you know, give him a standing ovation. Because I don't know when you're going to get this kind of greatness again. They want to anoint Patrick Mahomes as next. But is he? Maybe. He's on a very fast pace. And had he won today, he would be on a very, very fast pace. But, I mean, you're looking for someone to win 7 Super Bowls and at least one with one other team. You're looking for that to be replicated. You really think you're going to see that again? I don't know. I don't think we're going to see that again. Not anytime soon. Maybe the sport has to change. I mean, it's uncommon. But you know what? This was not the best Super Bowl I've ever seen. I mean, shit. Well, I mean, I really enjoyed San Francisco versus the Chargers back in the day. But I think I enjoyed that from a kid's standpoint because I was fairly young when that happened. And I really wanted the 49ers to win. Would have been another Super Bowl I really enjoyed. I remember the most boring Super Bowl I ever watched. That was definitely the Indianapolis Colts versus the Chicago Bears. That Super Bowl was so slow and boring. Was not happy watching that. But other than that, maybe the Dallas Cowboy ones back in the 90s were kind of fun. But I felt like they were just rolling over people when they were at the height of their powers. Not sure. I'm trying to think of another Super Bowl that was kind of high octane that was like really, really fun to watch. I don't know. The Patriots one have always been close, to be honest with you. All those wins were, you know, and I guess it kind of always got intense in the end, right? Because it came down to a field goal many times or a last second touchdown. The one against Atlanta, the 28-3 halftime score, and we came back. I mean, that was kind of a blowout the first half, and you know, I almost turned the TV off because I was not feeling well. I had the flu that day, and I was about to go to sleep, and I was like, okay, I'm done. We're losing the Super Bowl. It's very obvious, and you know, we pulled that one out. So that was kind of fun to watch that comeback. But I mean, like from start to finish, from when it starts, like has there been a recent Super Bowl like that where from the time it jumped off to the last play of the game, that it was just incredible football? I can't recall one. Maybe it's one of the Broncos Super Bowl with Terrell Davis or something. I don't know. I'd have to really think back on that one. Donnell says, in all facets of the NFL and NBA, they don't play as physical as they did like in the 80s and early 90s. The game has changed. In one aspect, D, I'll even go ahead and say it. The tuck rule, right? There was a stupid rule that was in place. By today's standards, Tom Brady fumbled that ball against the Raiders. Right? I could hear Jerry now just yelling at me, my homeboy Jerry. But, you know, the way as the rule was written, the tuck rule, that call was called properly. After which, once they seen it instituted, they realized that was a horrible rule, and so they retracted it. One of the rules I want to see revised is for players to have to survive the ground, or it's called a fumble. You remember that? You get hit really hard, you hit the ground, ball bounces out of your hand, fumble. I want that back. I don't want like, oh, you know, no, it's a catch and he hit the ground. It's fine. It's not a fumble. I want like you must survive the ground. And they took that rule away because it got hard for referees to call touchdowns, like in the end zone, right? So like if you kind of halfway catch it, it's kind of jostling around and you hit the ground. Is it a catch and then fumble? Because that's a whole nother play. Or is it a no catch, no touchdown? And so because they had to figure out all those things, they just took away the surviving the ground rule and just said, and just if they called it a catch, touchdown, if you don't catch it, it's over. So no more fumble. Because there was a lot of fumbles in the end zone, like with those tackles, those sorts of tackles. And I for myself think it's a skill to be able to maintain control of the ball. Like we saw Travis Kelce not catch a ball tonight because it was in his hands, on his hands, and he had a defender at his feet. And that will fuck with you in your head, right? That's a mental adjustment to decide I'm still going to catch this ball, might get flipped on my head or land awkwardly because someone's at my feet, right? So when you still go ahead and catch a ball like that and you can defeat your own mental thought processes, it's a skill. It's a skill. But, you know, obviously offense is one of those things that it brings money. More touchdowns, more scores, more first down possessions. You know, so they revised that rule for money, and the NBA is like that too. Like hand checking and all these rules that came into effect is just simply so offenses can score more. You know, so yeah. The 80s and 90s was something else, and it'll never be like that again. Probably. You know, you can't even touch somebody without them crying. LeBron James is I hate to say it, he's a good example of that. But you know, I think today's loss is going to affect Mahomes. You meant Mahomes, not Mahoney. Or did you call him Mahoney on purpose? Or my homeboy. I think he'll shake this off, D. He's young, man. He's young. He ain't even 25 yet, right? He's not even 25 or not 26 yet. So he's really, really young. You know, I think he'll wave this off. You know, if they can keep that team together, that's going to be the thing that changes the trajectory for Mahomes, right? If they can keep that core together, how many people they can bring back, how they can get better, what new pieces they can fit in, that'll be the question. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. The problem for him and with a lot of these gimmicky quarterbacks is once you get older, right? Like it's even like that with the NBA, right? Like you see Russell Westbrook, you know, how effective is he now? Now that he's older, right? As he starts to slow down and don't have that speed that he once did, what's your game going to be like? Are you still going to be good? You know, all these high octane players. So once Mahomes gets a little older, y'all remember how Ben Roethlisberger was when he first came in the league? That dude was like a really fast moving brick, you know? He was just one of those dudes. You didn't want that dude running, you know? But now that he's older, he don't do that shit no more. But he's still effective. But his game is different. So I like to see in about 5 to 7 years, who is Patrick Mahomes? What kind of quarterback is he? Because he won't be doing what he's doing. That's the reason why I believe, coming from my team, Cam Newton will not have a job next year. Cam Newton it's over. It's absolutely over. And I don't think he's got a leg to stand on anymore. You got to adjust with the times. Football in the 80s and 90s was high-powered, absolutely. Remember the 4 years in a row Buffalo went to Super Bowl and lost. I remember that. I was just talking about that. But you know what? With all respect, see, we laugh at that. I just laughed at that, right? But when was the last time your team went to the finals? Much yet 4 times in a row, right? That's still an accomplishment. They just couldn't get over the hump. They ran into the Cowboys twice. They ran into, who was that? Washington once, and then the Giants, I guess, another time. It's really hard to get over the hump, man. So, you know, much respect to the team that loses also, you know. Oh, man, the panic is panic. To man, thank you, man, for joining us. Will you hang that jersey and hat by the time we record again? I'm gonna wear it just for you, baby. You know I will. Also, did you see the streaker? Yeah, man. But not even did I see the streaker. Did you see Patrick Mahomes' face when he saw the streaker? He was like, "Man, I don't need this shit right now. I'm already losing. I don't need this distraction. What's happening right now?" Patrick Mahomes was not pleased. He was trying to get going. But yeah, um, I don't know why people do that, man. You know, you going to jail tonight. That man is in jail, right? And he's going, get a really big fine for that. I mean, he had his shirt off, so I don't know if they're gonna act. Oh, he had a little pink T-shirt on, so I don't think they're gonna charge him with nudity. But he's gonna catch a charge for trespass. I think they hit him with a trespassing charge. So, and he's gonna be banned from every NFL stadium for life. So, is it worth it? You're not getting anything out of it. It's really weird. I don't know why people do that. He looked kind of like LeBron looked when he lost that championship in Cleveland. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. But you know what? Patrick Mahomes took it like a champion. He took it way better. I think he took it way better. And I'm not even mad. I'm not even mad. There was a lot of exchanges, but I think that was in the heart of football. So all good. I'm catching up on the events of today. Man, I'm not gonna speak ill of your endeavors, Panic, because I know what you was out there doing. I still think that your rightful place was in front of a TV watching the Super Bowl, but that's a matter of preference and opinion. I hope you and the missus had fun today, and I mean, it's really nice that you guys got spending quality time together and doing stuff. So I was actually looking at some of your pictures on Instagram. And your boy was a little jealous. I was like, man, I want to be out there. That looks really nice. Look like you guys had a lot of fun, man. So, my hat's off to you. But I'm not taking my hat off at this moment because Patriots. Ass crack show, indecent exposure, I'm sure. I mean, they should throw the book at him if they can. Let's not do that. Like, it's just stupid. Like, you're an asshat, bro. Like, I don't know your face. If I ever see your face again, if I ever see your face again, I'm not going to be like, oh, look, you was that guy, right? That's not going to happen. I don't know who you are. No one knows who you are. So you're going to catch a fine, catch a charge, spend a night in jail. You're going to get a record. All for what? Like, you didn't get an autograph. You didn't get to shake hands with nobody. Oh, I ran on an NFL field. Like, is that your claim to fame? Like, is your significant other proud? Is your family proud of what you did? Like, what's the perk of streaking? What's the perk? It seems to happen, so I feel like someone somewhere finds some value in it, but I don't see it. I don't see it at all. Don't make me hit the thumbs down. Hey, if you hit that thumbs down, you and I are going to have a conversation about behavior on the podcast. Not playing. Oh, man. I love you, Panic. It's still weird doing a show without you. I'm not going to lie. But yeah, I mean, so the final score is 31-9. No touchdown scored. Not really sure. Do we remember the Super Bowl? Outside of what Tom Brady did, outside of the hosting the home game, are we talking about the Super Bowl ever again? Probably not. Right? Like when we mention the Super Bowl, it's going to be about old man Tom Brady and his accomplishments, about the first ever hosted Super Bowl. It's not going to be about, let's talk about how great that Super Bowl was. That's not going to be the conversation. So that's unfortunate. But every game had you on edge of your seat. That's my point. But yes, I had a good laugh with you, bro. Yeah, man. Hey, D, have we ever watched a Super Bowl together? I feel like we have. Maybe it's a playoff game. I'm not sure. Can't wait to see him in the preseason. Who can't you wait to see in the preseason? You mean Tom next year? You mean Patrick Mahomes next year? You probably mean Patrick Mahomes. I don't think you a Brady fan. I feel like you're not, but that might be I might be wrong on that. But yeah. I don't know, man. But this was a strange one. This was a strange one. Like I'm gonna sleep this off. Yeah, I'm happy for my guy. It's bittersweet for me as I wear this Patriots jersey. It's really bittersweet for me because, like I said, Patriots fan through and through. But it's kind of like that hot girlfriend you just refuse to be right for, and you decide to break up with her, and you see her with the next dude, and they're all super happy, and then you realize, and then you can't find shit. You can't find, somebody appropriate for you, and you like, I let her go. I should have kept her. I should have been aware of what I had. That's what this feels like. We let him go. We're like, yo, like you're old. You probably fall off the cliff. And, yeah, he ain't 25 no more, but he was the glue, right? Like I would argue Tom Brady is not the biggest player on his team, but he was the most important because he showed them how to be selfless. He showed them how to win, right? Like, and Antonio Brown was on his best behavior, not worried about getting 1,000 yards this year, having 100 yards per game. I mean, Mike Evans, I clown on a lot. Like, he is like non-existent. Did he catch a ball today? He got a pass interference call to go his way, but he didn't even catch a ball today. Gronk had 2 touchdowns. Everyone's success was kind of minimal. It was a full team effort. And Mike Evans was a big part of that. He's still a threat, right? You're not going to let him run down the sidelines on his own, right? You see him beating his man, and he still commands a double team. So in that way, you're still participating. You're still important, right? Because without that, then you have Antonio Brown who has to do more, or Godwin who has to do more because, they don't have to respect you because you're not talented. So Mike Evans is talented. He just, I don't know, man. Like, I feel like he's Juju. He's like Juju Smith-Schuster. Like all this talent, but at the end of the day, you're not really doing much. So I don't know. But it is what it is. But yeah, guys. I mean, that was it. Just want to kind of share my thoughts on on today. The Super Bowl was okay. I hope you had a good one. I hope it was fun for you to watch, and you and your family, you did it safely. 31-9, man. Tom Brady, a champion once again. He did it again, the greatest of all time. Respect it or leave it alone. There it is. Minutes with Raw, y'all. I'm out. See y'all next time.